Would you take a gun and point it at your child and pull the trigger? No. Nobody in their right mind would do this thing. Why then do people place their children in a vehicle and not put them in a proper child safety seat? My name's Jan Ussery. Today I'm going to tell you why children need to be in a child safety seat every time they're put in a vehicle. The reasons that come to mind are, it saves lives. It's the law. And it costs more than you can imagine. It would save so much. The first reason, proper use of a child safety seat will save their life. Improper use of a child safety seat is the number one cause of death in children ages 1 to 12 in the United States, according to the NHTSA. Every year, around 2,000 children ages 1 to 12 are seriously injured and have acquired permanent disabilities or are killed because of improper or no use of safety seats. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration estimates that 20,000 young lives are saved nationally by the use of child safety seats each year. In 2010, according to the National Center for Statistics and Analysis, an office of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, there were 899 deaths attributed to improper or no use of child safety seats. Up to 35% of these deaths were preventable, according to the Center for Disease Control's Center for Unintentional Injury Division. From 1998 until 2010, the child mortality rate in motor vehicles was dropped from 1,896 to 899, according to the Center for Disease Control. This is directly related to more use of safety restraints. According to the NCSA, only 90% of children are restrained in safety seats. Of that 90%, only 2 in 10 are properly restrained. The second reason, it's the law in Georgia. All children under the age of 8 have to be placed in a properly required child safety seat, whether it be a seat belt, a harness, and a booster seat, or a child safety seat. Under age 1, they need to be in a rear-facing seat in the back seat of the vehicle. 1 to 3-year-olds need to be in a front-facing seat if they weigh more than 20 pounds, and they need to be placed in the rear seat of the vehicle. Ages 4 to 7 should be in a front-facing child safety seat or a booster seat in the rear seat of the vehicle, and ages 8 to 12 should be in a safety seat or booster seat in the rear seat of the vehicle. Once they reach 4'9" and 40 pounds, they can sit in a regular seat belt with a shoulder strap that comes across their chest and across their thighs. The third reason to use a child safety seat is the cost is more than you can imagine. It would save so much money and so much mental anguish. Legal consequences. You can be charged with your own child's death, either in child endangerment or vehicular homicide. In Georgia, the fine's $50 and 1 point against your driver's license for every child that you're charged with being unrestrained in your vehicle. And every subsequent fine is $100 per child and 2 points against your driver's license per child. Cost of caring for a child who suffers an acquired disability from an accident, such as brain injury or paralysis, is astronomical. Motor vehicle-related deaths and injuries cost the United States more than $230 billion every year, according to the Center for Disease Control. Your insurance only pays a portion. You're stuck with all this the rest of your life. The last thing is the cost of living with what you've done. I want to read you a story. It was in Safety Belt Safe USA, written by the director. My name is Samantha Babcock. I'm the mother of 2 children, Daniel, age 7, and Isabel, age 2. I must stress how important it is to have your children properly and safely riding in a vehicle. It can mean the difference between life and death. Once I thought the buckle-up laws were just an inconvenience, but since it was the law, mostly, both of my children were in a car seat or safety belt. But sometimes either I would not have a car seat or there weren't enough safety belts. I used to think it was okay and that nothing would ever happen to us. I don't think that way anymore. What I think now is absolutely opposite, because the unthinkable has happened to me. I lost my daughter last July as a result of a car crash when she wasn't in a car seat, and my son will be physically and mentally affected for the rest of his life. If that isn't bad enough, the state had to prosecute me for child endangerment. Now that the trial is over, I need to heal. The court is giving me options for my sentence: to speak about my experience to 25 classes within 18 months or do 200 hours of community service. I need as many chances as possible to speak to anyone and everyone about child safety and the repercussions of a quick decision. A parent's story. Could you live with that? Wow. The parent addressed everything that I've talked about. Improper use of safety suits, permanent injuries, caring for a disabled child, the death of a child because of negligence. Like losing a child and having one disabled for life isn't enough to live with. She had to go to court, and she has to pay her debt to society. There was a simple prevention for all of this: using a child safety seat properly. Why should we do this? Because it saves lives. Because it's the law. And because failure to do so has a huge price. I, for one, am not willing to pay that price. I hope that you make the right choice and always place your child or a child that you love in a properly installed child safety seat. Thank you.